Hey y'all, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Wildflower T, and y'all seen the thumbnail. We are definitely talking about Peyton Brown's latest interview with Johnyate, where he talks about everything sister wives, from his childhood, being mistreated by certain members of the family, and a lot more. One thing I have always appreciated about Peyton Brown and his interviews is just how transparent and non-filtered he is. And even when it is topics that he barely touches on, he still gives you enough information that it's, to be quite honest, jaw-dropping. And of course, this interview is no exception. This one will actually probably be a two-parter because it is a 3-hour-long interview, and I'm gonna do my very best to give you guys all the meat and potatoes of what was discussed within this interview that I personally found to be important. However, if you would like to see this interview in full, of course, as always, the link will be in the description below. We open up to Peyton sharing his perspective on what it was really like growing up in the Brown family. According to him, Cody has always been semi-unavailable, which he says makes sense because Cody had a lot of children and 4 wives, so of course he was wore really thin. So because of that, Peyton does end up sticking up for his dad quite a bit in this interview. He also mentions that Robyn has been the favorite wife for quite some time, and before Robyn, Meri was the favorite wife, but due to some pretty serious family matters and of course the catfishing situation, Meri dropped off real quick. And although yes, Peyton had a few sly remarks to make towards Robyn, he also stated that he could never dislike her. And his reason for why is the most heartbreaking yet shocking part of all.
Was Meri nice to you guys as kids, or was she, oh, I knew she wasn't. I knew it.
No, Meri was not nice. Earlier, it was said that it's theorized that Meri was abrasive and something else. And I said that those 2 words were not harsh enough and not advanced enough. Abrasive is not enough of a word to explain what Meri was to a few of us children specifically. We were never safe around her.
Did your dad know that?
Not for several years. I will never hate Robyn because she opened several eyes. She opened several eyes, and because of that, I will never hate her. Robyn probably saved several of our lives. I really would like to go into thorough detail. I would really love to go into thorough detail, and I'll make you a deal. After the last episode of Sister Wives airs, I will give you guys the legit dirt.
It just aired.
No. The very last episode.
This portion of the interview gave me cold chills, and to hear how emotional Peyton got when he mentions Robyn saving him and other children's lives lets you know the severity of the abuse that they dealt with as children in the hands of Meri Brown. And although he was very careful with the way that he worded certain things, it's also something you cannot unhear. I'll be honest, Meri has never been my favorite sister wife, but I've always wished her well and hoped that one day she would realize that she deserved better than this. But after hearing this bit of information, it makes me question so much. Maybe, just maybe, and this is all a conspiracy, but the biggest reason why she didn't want to let go of the family is because she knew the secrets that family holds against her. I'll also admit that this makes me look at Robyn a bit differently as well. I know that Robyn has had her own personal experiences when it comes to DV and abuse, so of course she would see those warning signs in other situations. And I am so glad that within this situation with the kids, she was able to. If you think about it, it really does put this whole situation with Meri and Cody's relationship in a completely different perspective. If I was Cody, this would be something that I also could not get over. Your children should always be safe with you and your significant other. So to hear that they were not safe with Meri, it honestly just changes everything. And Peyton does mention that this isn't new news. Apparently Maddie had once upon a time said something over on Twitter about this situation. But I'm gonna be honest, y'all, I did not know anything about this. And it does put things things in a completely different perspective for me. It's also outraging because here we have yet another situation where children are involved being mistreated while filming a show, and Robyn is the only one who stands up in defense of them. To this day, Peyton is afraid to even go into detail because he doesn't want to ruin things for family members who are still on the show. And that breaks my heart the most because you can see just how much this affected him. And I know now Gwendolyn Brown has also confirmed that this is true. To know that these children endured that and was not even able to speak out about it, it breaks my heart, you guys. And this is one of the main problems I see in show business when it comes to kids. There's not enough laws in place to protect the children. And although maybe I don't know the full extent of the situation, I know enough to know that something should have been done. But for the sake of not wanting to lose money or not wanting to lose the show, everyone just has to be silent. I'm sorry, but I don't agree with that.
It is still a financial option for my parents, for all 5 of them. It is still a financial option for all 5 of my parents and many of my siblings. So I am not going to do anything that could possibly hurt the show. I want the show to last as long as possible. And if I know for a fact that if I let certain things out there, that it will really harsh the show. It will really, really hurt the show if I let certain things out there. Certain things that I would really like to let out there.
No, we don't want that. We don't.
It is so frustrating to me that these children, although maybe they're grown now, that doesn't matter. They feel silenced to this day about all of this. Because if it really is to the extent that Peyton is saying here, that they actually feared for their lives, Meri deserves to be held accountable for that. And she has just basically got to skirt by with no accountability for years. Again, I do just want to say these are my personal opinions based off of the things that Peyton said. I am fully aware that this is alleged, that perspectives are everything. There are 2 sides to every story, and somewhere in the middle lies the truth. But also at this point, we have a couple different kids speaking out about this in their own way, and I don't think that is a coincidence. But you guys, please let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Do you believe I'm being too harsh here, or do you agree with me? Also, I am going to be doing a part 2 with this interview, talking about some other things that Peyton had to say. I just wanted to do this video separate from the rest of it because I feel like it's warranted. If you guys would, please consider giving this video a big thumbs up, subscribing, and tapping the bell if you haven't already. That way you are notified of all my future content. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I appreciate you all to the moon and stars, and until my next one, mwah. Bye, y'all.